What if I told you that according to the CDC, there was an elevated risk that you face for at least 125 days out of the year, regardless of what location you're going to or what work you're doing out here in Reeves County? Now, we all know that working in the oil field is a pretty dangerous occupation, what with the fires, deadly gases, heavy equipment everywhere. But this killer can strike even weeding your yard on your days off. Out here in our wonderful West Texas, for over a third of the year, OSHA ranks the heat danger from moderate to high. According to the CDC, from 1999 to 2010, a total of 7,415 deaths in the United States, 618 per year, were from heat. So what we're going to cover here today is heat-related illnesses, the risk factors and causes of those illnesses, and the heat index, and how we can use it in the prevention of heat-related illnesses. So let's start by examining the top heat-related illnesses. First, we'll start with a heat rash. So the heat rash is clusters of red bumps on the skin, on the neck, chest, and any folds of skin. It's usually caused by the high humidity associated with a lot of heat. Next, we move into heat cramps. We have muscle spasms, pain in abdomen, arms, and legs. Moving on to more severe, we have heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion is characterized by cool, moist skin, heavy sweating, headaches, dizziness, nausea, and a fast heartbeat. From heat exhaustion, we move on to one of the most deadly of the heat-related illnesses, heat stroke. Heat stroke is characterized by confusion, fainting, seizures, excessive sweating, and red, hot, dry skin. Heat stroke can easily lead to death and associates most of the deaths from heat-related illnesses. In short, heat-related illnesses can range from causing discomfort to causing death. So now let's look at some of the risk factors and what actually causes heat-related illness. So the risk factors for heat-related illness are going to be high temperatures and humidity, obviously, radiant heat sources, contact with any hot objects, direct exposure to sunlight, physical exertion, and bulky, non-breathable clothing. As for what actually causes heat-related illness, according to WebMD, heat-related illness is caused when the body cannot transfer enough heat out, especially when ambient temperatures are above the body temperature of 98.3. Imagine as we hear a child or a pet locked in a car. The temperature there gets well above their body temperature, meaning they can't transfer out enough heat to cool their bodies, causing a lot of these heat-related illnesses. So here in the oil field, especially in West Texas, we're exposed to most of these risk factors. We wear FRCs, the definition of bulky, non-breathable clothing. Physical exertion is part of our day-to-day job, and we work in high temperatures all the time. So now that we know all this, what do we do to prevent discomfort and death from heat-related illnesses? So OSHA actually has an entire campaign around preventing heat-related illnesses. The heat index was developed by the U.S. National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration to combine both temperatures and humidity into one number we can use to plan our work activities and to plan how we will safely execute these work activities in the heat. So the heat index has 4 different categories: low, moderate, high, and severe. So a low heat index is less than 91. There we basically exercise basic heat and safety planning. At a moderate heat index of between 91 to 103, we have water available for all of our contractors out in the field. We inform the workers that there is a moderate heat index, go over first aid and the symptoms of heat-related illnesses so that anyone out there can recognize what's going on. And we have somebody that's qualified in first aid available. Moving up from that, we have the high heat index. That's anything from 103 to 115. There we increase our rest periods. For us, that's for every hour of work, 15 minutes of rest in the shade with water must be provided. Again, we have water available there. Advise all the workers that they are now in a high heat index and to take appropriate precautions. Make sure we have a knowledgeable person out on location that knows about heat-related illness, and make sure that we know where medical services are located. When we move into a severe heat index of anything over 115, any non-essential work should be planned for a cooler part of the day or rescheduled to another day. If we have work that is production or safety critical, we need to enforce all of the other factors of any other heat index, in addition to making sure the work rest schedule is enforced. And again, water has to be available. It's the most important thing we can do. And medical services should be very close nearby. So, in conclusion, heat-related illnesses are a serious problem that can lead to death. This is not just a token presentation. For more than 1/3 of the year, you face an increased risk every time you go out to work. If you don't remember anything else from this presentation, remember water, rest, and shade, the 3 most important steps to combating heat-related illness. Thank you for your time.